Merry Christmas, everybody, but not so much to me. Looks like I've been a naughty boy this year, so Santa gave me a cold. So I've kind of been struggling all day, slowly trying to recover to a point where I can do some sort of workout. All the gyms that I go to are closed, so I'm going to do a little home workout. I have a cable at home and also a kettlebell. Today I'm mostly going to focus on mobility stuff. There is no point trying to go excessively hard when you're sick. Instead, I'm devoting time to things that make sense and don't really mess me up. I don't want to go too hard and then undo some of the recovery that happened over today. So I think I've been sick since day before yesterday. Like I was feeling like this scratchiness in my throat, and then I ended up going to the gym. Well, I ended up not sleeping really good that night, and then I went to the gym yesterday, and then by late last night I was having the chills, I was shivering, I was sweating. Um, but and I was also planning on going to the one gym that was open today till 4, but I was just in no shape to do that. Anyway, being sick is not in my list of excuses. Well, depends on the level of sick, but being sick isn't really on one of my excuses to skip the gym or skip a workout or miss a workout. So today I'm going to talk and show you some exercises that I do at home, and then maybe at the end I'll show you where I got that stuff. I think I have set up my gym to a point where I get most bang for the buck out of all the equipment that I have. So, like for under $100, about 150 Canadian dollars, which should be around 120 American. But I'm able to do a lot of exercises at home, and yeah, on days that I miss the gym, there's still stuff that I can do at home. So yeah, that's what today is about, and we'll skip to the first set. Actually, before I start off my first exercise, I want to show you how my setup is. So this is the cable machine, and I have it attached to a grocery bag, and it has like bricks in it, and that's what I use for weights. The system initially came with this. Ugh. Man, why does the cinematics lens have to zoom so much? Anyway, so this is what it came with, and you have to attach plates to it, but then you have to buy plates separate, and so then it's not really a cheap setup because plates cost a decent amount of money. Even if you look for them locally, you don't really find super cheap ones. Instead, having it attached to a grocery bag with some bricks in it, a lot cheaper option. You can also use books if you read. But yeah, so just thought I'd show that before we get into the workout. I don't know how good the angles are going to be, but it is what it is. So everything that I'm going to do today is unilateral, so one hand at a time. And I'm going to start off with some standing rows. Trying to lean as the weight comes forward to exaggerate the stretch. looking away to get an even to stretch the neck trap area while this happens. So again, like my whole concept of lifting is using chains of muscles that are activated together to create a flowy look rather than a look where certain parts of the body look overdeveloped. And yeah, and I'm not sure, at least this is what works for me as far as creating that look. There's something about being sick that helps you connect with your muscles a little bit more. And from that, I'm supersetting to, so I don't know what to call it, but I call it a ground and pound, I guess. So it's almost like a fly, but it's like punching at the same time. And switch hands. So yeah, that's mostly trying to mimic a chest fly. And I'm supersetting that with rows. Again, I don't know how much the weight is. There's 2 bricks in there. I'm already super out of breath from just doing that. Probably because of how sick I am, but gonna do 3 to 4 sets of that. That was the first working set. My rest between sets is significantly higher. I'm not in a state where I can really go from superset to superset without without needing some time to recover in the bed in the middle. You know how you have these body aches when you're sick? Well, my whole body is kind of aching, and I have to kind of push through to make this happen. Plus, I haven't had a meal in about 2 days. So when I'm sick, I really lose my appetite. And I actually think eating a lot when you're sick is actually a detriment. Digestion is one of the most physically taxing processes on your body. And so, I don't know, have you ever had that feeling of being really tired after you've eaten a lot? I mean, there's probably multiple causes for that, but in my opinion, one of the biggest ones is the fact that digestion is one of the most physically taxing processes. And I suspect if you start eating food that's hard to digest, like complex proteins or I don't know, maybe even high fat. I could be wrong about this, but in general, having something like a soup goes a lot longer or goes a lot farther than having ground beef or something like that. And unfortunately, since it's Christmas and it was Christmas Eve yesterday, everything was closed and I couldn't stock up on stuff like tomatoes or canned tomatoes to make a soup. So I'm just kind of refraining from eating. That's the third set, and I'm about 11 minutes into the workout. I got one more set of that, and then we'll fast forward to the next exercise. For my second exercise, I'm doing a face pull. So, trying to bring it so where the first row was to the lower lat, I'm trying to keep my elbow out and direct force going this way. Rear delts are important for healthy shoulders. While most people may not necessarily be able to relate to this, but I'm of the belief that working out full body or close to full body every day is the right way to go. And I have a couple of reasons for believing that. For one, I believe the body was meant to be used as a unit. So, for example, sports athletes who are like able to jump and do something with the ball at the same time, or parkour athletes who do like a pull-up but immediately engage their legs right after to land or to get on top of a surface or something. So the way I train my body, I try to incorporate all muscle groups in almost all my workouts. So while I might not necessarily be doing a squat for legs, I'll be doing the sled and supersetting that with like a chest back superset. And in this case, after moving from chest back, I'm doing rear delts, which is shoulders, and triceps, which is arms. It's really interesting how endorphins work. So, I was kind of dreading doing this, but after I recovered enough and then just started getting weight moving, all the hormones start releasing, the blood starts going in the right places, and then you don't feel so sick anymore. So yeah, if you're someone who skips stuff because they're sick, definitely take rest, but at least go on a walk or something. I think it helps heal the body more so than medicines even. In some cases. I'm not some anti-medicine guy, but I think a lot more often than not, the solution to a physical problem comes in the form of exercise, be it a weight training exercise or some kind of stretching or going on a walk or a run, versus having to rely on medicines right away. And sometimes the solution to calming down your symptoms when it comes to certain ailments, it might just come down to drinking hot water or having a good soup or having some bone broth or something like that. So yeah, if you're sick and you're scared to work out, don't be, unless you're in a crowded place with a bunch of people, then definitely don't spread it. I suspect I got sick hanging out with a friend who was also sick but thought he had recovered. And we sat in the sauna for like 20 minutes, 2 days straight. Of course I was gonna get sick. My bedroom door is closed. And my cat wants out. But yeah, that was it for this set. I got one more set left of this. On to the next one. This next exercise, I don't know if it's going to be good or bad for me come tomorrow, because one of the things that I was having a lot of body ache with from having a cold was like my hips were really hurting and my legs in general. Either this is going to help or make things really bad. So my usual cable good mornings for mobility work. Gotta do what you gotta do to get these exercises in. I'm not going as deep down into the stretch as I usually do. I still feel a little weirdness in my hips, so maybe either the stretching will help it and make things better tonight. So went from chest back to shoulders, triceps, to now legs and mobility. This is my second set of this exercise. If you noticed, on the previous exercise I took off my shirt because all the endorphins were kicking in. But then all of a sudden the chills started kicking again. So yeah, I had to put my shirt back on. And then after I do 10 of those, I'm doing 10 each side of IT band stretching. So all I'm doing is bending my leg. And yeah, all I'm doing is bending my leg to activate the IT band. Oh. Going for 5 each side. The left side is so much smoother than the right. But yeah, that was the second set of this, and I'm gonna do 2 more sets of that. So for the final movement, I'm doing reverse or tib raises, and then supersetting those with calf raises. Trying to get my knees over toe stuff in. So the last one was hip mobility. This one is for knee health. Helps with keeping your knees more capable of absorbing impact. So the main idea behind doing tib raises is that your tibialis muscles are what's responsible for absorbing the shock every time you run or walk or jump or anything like that. And so by having strong tibs, you become more, I don't know, better at, man, I can't remember certain words, but better at absorbing impact from running and walking. Which in turn leads to better knee health in the long run, especially for people who run and do that kind of stuff a lot. And then supersetting that with bent leg calf raises. I'm pretty sure that the camera is not picking up from the waist below. If you can't understand what I'm doing, just Google it. The angles, the space within my room and stuff isn't really good for recording. I can't really go far away. And this, for whatever reason, when you record in cinematic on the iPhone, it just zooms in and it's annoying as hell. Anyway, I'm supersetting those two. Anyway, I'm supersetting those two with ATG split squats on an elevated surface. I'm sore today, so I don't want to do the on the ground version. I'm hoping that loosening up my hips and like my hip flexors and lower back and hamstring through the good mornings and this movement will help me with my hip pain that I have during this cold or during this whatever sickness. Either it backfires or I'll sleep good tonight. Going for about 5 each leg. But yeah, another 3 sets of that, and that'll be it for the workout. I'm 50 minutes into the workout, and I'm actually getting to close to the point of exhaustion, so it seems like the right length and the right exercises that I picked for today. Probably going to edit and head to bed after this. But yeah, hope you all had a good Christmas. But yeah, that's all for today, folks. See you in the next video.